Hi there, business owner. Are you looking to improve your business knowledge? Do you want to see behind the scenes of successful businesses? And more importantly, are you looking to build a better business in just 15 minutes each week? If so, you're in the right place. Welcome to the 3Bs podcast. Hello and welcome back to another episode of the 3Bs podcast, your trusted resource for UK business owners on the path to building a better business. As always, I'm your host Stephanie, and today is week 3 of 4 in our mini series Financial Foundations. If you haven't already gone and listened to week 1 and week 2, I do recommend you go back there first. These do work as standalone episodes, but they were planned out to work as a step-by-step over the 4 weeks. So if you haven't already, go back and listen to them. If you're still listening to this, which means you've either already listened to week 1 and week 2, or you want to listen to this as a standalone episode, thank you for being here. We're going to dive straight into this topic, which is setting financial goals. Now, you will often hear me talk about setting goals, setting financial goals. It's something that I'm incredibly passionate about, and I've covered something similar on previous episodes. If you've been with me since the beginning or you've listened to the back catalogue, you will have heard me talk about setting goals before. But setting financial goals, when you're sort of drawing a line in the sand and really starting to build that business or starting from scratch, you really need those firm financial foundations to give you the stability to grow and scale with ease and clarity and confidence within your business. Financial goals are a slightly different topic, purely because in the UK, for some reason, it's incredibly taboo to talk about finances and talk about money. It's rude, it's crass. It's something I also have struggled with growing up because it was drilled into me as a child as well that we don't talk about money. We don't talk about politics, we don't talk about money. Now you'll often hear me talking about both. I've done a lot of work on my money mindset as a person, as a homeowner, and as a business owner. So setting financial goals is something I encourage every business owner to do, and it may feel a little uncomfortable, but bear with it and trust the process, and I promise you it does get easier. And if you're serious about building a better business, this is something you're going to have to do and revisit. Enjoy the episode. I really want you to understand the importance of financial goals. Setting clear and achievable financial goals is truly essential for driving your business forward and staying focused on your long-term vision. Let's delve into why setting financial goals matter, how it aligns with your business objectives, and the positive impact it can have on your overall success, personally and professionally. As I said, I did a lot of work on my money mindset, and that helped me in a professional capacity, but also in a personal capacity when setting goals for saving money for home improvement or a wedding and things like that. So let's define financial goals. Financial goals provide a roadmap for your business's future, guiding your decisions and actions towards growth and success. Like once you've got those financial goals down and you know what you're working towards, it helps you make more informed decisions. And if you can ask yourself if that purchase is going to help you get towards that financial goal, or if hiring the extra member of staff is going to help you towards your financial goal, then it gives you much more confidence in your decisions and sometimes makes you rethink the financial purchases that maybe aren't necessary and actually are taking you further away from your goals in your business. Whether it's increasing revenue, expanding into new markets, or reducing your expenses, having those clear financial goals help you to stay on track and measure progress. Something I've been reading over the last month now, is reading the book called Profit First. If you've not heard of it, I will put a link to it in the show notes. Profit First is a book that many of my clients and people in my network and fellow entrepreneurs and CEOs have said to me, I need to read. In fact, as an accountant, there's a whole separate area of Profit First for accountants to teach their clients the Profit First method. And a couple of times I'd bought the book in paperback and I'd looked at it and I hadn't actually sat down and read it. And then a couple of clients who I trust wholeheartedly had started doing it and they've started seeing the results. And I was like, okay, I really need to do this so that when they talk to me and ask me questions, I understand the methodology they are being given in this book. So I made a decision over the Easter holidays to really double down and read this book. I got it on Audible. I had a few long car journeys, so I thought I'll listen to it while I'm driving. Cool. It has changed the game for me. I didn't think it would. I didn't expect it to, but I fully understand the premise. And while 100% of what they've said does not apply to my business right now, I know that I will go back to that book over and over again throughout the years, or whenever my clients hit a bump in the road or need help and are using the profit first methodology. I really recommend reading it if you haven't, or listening to it on Audible, or however you best read or absorb those business knowledge or business tips. If you're listening to the podcast, you're probably quite an Audible learner, so go on Audible and download it and listen to the author actually reads the book, which I always like it when the author reads the book on Audible. I think it adds an extra level of emotion and depth to the information you're being presented with. As I said, setting financial goals that align with your business's vision and values ensure that every action you take contributes to your long-term success, whether it's hiring new talent, optimizing operations, or investing in marketing campaigns. It could even be cutting out that particular cost. So if you got rid of that subscription, would that actually help you get further towards your financial goals or further away from it? Your financial goals serve as a compass guiding you towards your desired destination. Financial goals can often link in with your business goals. Sometimes they're the same thing, sometimes they're different, but usually they kind of point in the same way. And it's an extra level of checking in with yourself, checking in with the business, checking in with the decisions that you're making. I see financial goals and business goals as two different things, and I check in with them quarterly as a minimum, but on different months. So I check in with my financial goals in line with my financial year, which ends in November, whereas I check in with my business goals by the calendar, so that's December. And that way I feel that as a business owner, I get a much better accountability towards my actions and decisions that are being made. The benefits of having this financial goals, which gives you this roadmap to your business, is that having a clear roadmap for your financial journey allows you to anticipate challenges, seize opportunities that are right for you, and make informed decisions along the way. I say this because, again, I'm talking from personal experience. At the beginning of 2024, I made a decision I would say yes to every opportunity that was given my way. That in a business capacity, that was something new, that was something different. So I have 2 children of school age, and I often use them as an excuse or a reason to not put myself out there or attend these events because of the childcare element. But actually, I don't have family around that can help, but there is childcare provision available, and I can utilize it if it is to benefit my business. So I said yes to everything that came my way, and I had trips to the House of Commons, and I spoke on webinars and provided online trainings, all new things that I've not done before, which unlocked great opportunities further down the line. But I became exhausted. Like, saying yes to every opportunity is great as long as you can physically still keep up with the workload, still keep up with everything else that's going on, personal responsibilities, family responsibilities. So having that roadmap and then seizing opportunities that will help you, that are relevant to you, is a great another check-in accountability element that you could use. Having this roadmap will also provide clarity and direction, which will empower you and give you confidence to overcome obstacles that happen in business. You know, business is a roller coaster, and if you are confident in where you're heading, when bumps in the road appear, you'll be able to navigate those bumps so much easier and with less stress, and ultimately achieving your business goals with confidence. And then we can set the next ones and scale to build a better business, which is why we're all listening to this podcast, right? So setting realistic financial goals can sometimes be a little tricky. I mean, it's very easy to go, I want to make 100K this year. I want to make 50K this year. I want to make $1 million this year. And you could believe that wholeheartedly. However, if they are not realistic, if you don't have the infrastructure and the financial foundations in place to reach those financial goals, you're going to ultimately be left disappointed, and that's not going to benefit you or your business. If you have staff, it's going to demoralize them when they're not hitting their financial targets either. So making sure your financial goals that are being set are realistic for the business is really important. It is more than just wishful thinking. It requires careful planning and strategic thinking. One of the practical strategies you can use is the SMART goals. If you've not heard of SMART goals before, SMART goals stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. So by applying all 5 of those criteria to your financial goals for your business, you can ensure that they're well-defined, quantifiable, attainable, relevant to your business objectives, and have a clear deadline for completion. Because sometimes people can set goals, like I said, like I want to earn 100K this year. I want the business to turn over $1 million this year. I want the profit to be 250K this year. That's fine, but that's not specific enough for you to measure your progress against or measure your ultimate success against at the end. Like, even if you said this year, that gives you a time frame, but that doesn't give you anything to say it's relevant to your business objectives. That may not be attainable, and it's not well defined. We don't want fluffy goals. We want concrete, solid goals that are realistic and you can track your progress against. And trust me when I say it feels so much more satisfying and fulfilling when you achieve a SMART goal to a wishy-washy, fluffy goal that you have set loosely. So are you ready to put those financial goals down on paper and have them ready to implement? If you want our financial goal setting template that we use and that we give to our clients, you can just send us an email to hello@the3bs.com. I'll put it in the show notes as well for you with the subject line financial goals template, and we'll get the one that we use sent over to you. So you've got no excuses not to get it filled in, and hold yourself accountable, which really is my top tip this week. Seek support from mentors and peers or financial professionals who can provide guidance, encouragement, and accountability as you work towards your goals. I have a network of bookkeepers who are incredible human beings in my industry that I go to with any challenges in the road, because they've either already had that challenge and overcome it, or will have ideas on how to navigate it. Will often see it through with me until we're over the other side of that speed bump or that challenge. And if you can surround yourself with those people, it is going to make it so much less stressful to achieve these financial goals. And also holding yourselves accountable is really important. But having somebody else to hold you accountable usually has a much higher success rate. And that brings me to the end of week 3 of our Financial Foundations mini-series on financial goal setting. I hope you found these insights valuable and useful as we all try to build better businesses in the UK. Remember that your goals are within reach, and all it takes is clarity, determination, and a strategic plan. Join us next week for week 4 and the final week of our Financial Foundations mini-series. There'll be a bit of a roundup as well. And I thank you for listening as always. I'll see you next week. And that brings us to the end of another episode of the 3Bs podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Please connect with us on social media. Like, rate and review wherever you are listening to this podcast so that I can help more business owners build a better business. See you next week.